The subscriber special is finally here. I'm very sorry that it took a long time to make this. It's because I've been very busy recently. First off, I want to thank everyone for 1,000 subscribers. I'm so grateful for the constant support ever since last year when my channel actually started growing. Because of this, I have released a 3D resource pack, which is basically a pack with a bunch of 3D models for items and blocks. It is currently unfinished, but if you enjoy what's already in the pack, leave your own suggestions for what should be added or changed to the pack. But before we get into the resource pack, let's eat the cake. Oh, you get back here right now. So these are all the things that I have modeled into the game so far. Some of these blocks haven't changed, and that's because I've been modeling their item models to look the same as their block models. So let's get started. For the first row, we have a bunch of signs. All of these block models are the same. The only thing that's different is the item model. The item model is now 3D. It used to be a 2D texture, and the way you hold it is different. It used to be kind of diagonal like a regular item, but now since it's like a block model, you kind of hold it in a different way. So the next thing we have is the bell, and the bell block is currently the same, but the bell item model is different. So the item model has the same model as a bell hanging from a block, so like this. As you see, it's basically the same thing. So the next two models are the torch models, and right now they're pretty simple. It's just a rectangular prism with a yellow cube on top. The item models are the same as the block models, but yeah, I will probably be changing that in the future. So the next ones we have are the lanterns, and yep, the item models are the same as the block models. So next two we have are the campfires. The item models are kind of cool because they also have the fire animation. I think the only problem with this is the display, as it's kind of dark, but I think there's a way to fix that. So the next one we have is the glass pane. The only thing that has changed is the item model, and it looks exactly like the glass pane. And this goes for all the colored glass panes as well. I just don't want to show them because there's like 15 or 16, I can't remember. So the next one we have is the iron bars, and the iron bars are basically the same, and the item has the same model as the iron bar. The next one is the sea pickle. The sea pickle model is, you know, just a regular model, and the item model is actually the same model as the underwater sea pickle. As you see, there's like that weird thing. I don't know what it is, but that's what you see underwater, so that's kind of cool. It's pretty small right now. I'll probably make it bigger later. The next one we have is the cobweb model, and the cobweb model is the same except for the item model. I think it's kind of cool, but it looks basically the same thing as the block model. So the next one we have is the ladder model, and the ladder model is very different, as you see right here. This is different from the old 2D ladder model. That one was like, I don't know, just like this 2D image. It was not even against the wall. It was like right here, and it kind of looked weird. The item is the same as the ladder model, just, you know, 3D. The next one we have is the redstone torch, and that one is basically the same as the other two torches, and yeah, the item looks the same as the block. The hopper right now is the same thing. The 2D model is the same as the 3D model. Now the next two are the redstone ones, so the repeater and the comparator. Both of these are, yeah, the same thing. They have the same model as the block model. So the next one we have is the end crystal, and the end crystal model is the same because it's actually an entity model. I don't really want to mess with entity models. I just want to mess with like block and item models, so we're just going to keep it the same. So the item model is now 3D. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same dimensions and like position, but it's as close as I could get to it. So the next ones are pretty cool. These are all the sapling models. The first sapling model we have is the oak sapling. It's basically just a miniature tree, as you see right there. I think the only thing wrong with it is the transparent texture. As you see, it's like kind of weird. You don't really see the other side of the block, but I think that's fine. And the item model is also the same. Same with the spruce. This one is just a regular spruce tree. The same problem as the oak with the transparent texture, but yeah. So the next one is birch, and birch is basically the same as the last two. New 3D model, also same thing with the transparent textures, but yeah. The next one is the jungle sapling, and this one has more detail than the others. The trunk actually has its own branches now. Of course, I know that you need to have 4 of these saplings to make a giant tree, but you know, I think it would be cool if we had a small mega tree instead of that tall one long trunk. So the next one we have is the acacia sapling. It's just a regular acacia tree right there. So the next one is the dark oak model, and the dark oak model is a little more detailed than the acacia, maybe not as detailed as the jungle sapling. Now these two, I think I like these the most. These are the crimson fungus and the warped fungus. These are the ones that are found in the nether, and they actually create trees if you use bone meal, which is pretty cool. So I just modeled them after their tree, and this one is a lot more detailed than the last ones. You can actually see through them, kind of like that. And there's like mini shroom lights right there, just like a normal crimson tree. And the warped one is also different. You can also see through it, shroom lights, just like a different type than the crimson. So the next two are also mushrooms. They have the same model as the big mushrooms. I think the only different thing about it is the white thing. It's supposed to be, very spotty, but then it wouldn't really fit the texture mapping, and it would be a little bit too detailed. The brown mushroom is also the same. This one's very simple. It's just one stem and that little thing on top. So these last two rows are for transportation. These are all entity models, so I don't want to mess with them, but I have actually changed their item models. So the first one we have is the oak boat. As you see, it's very detailed. I followed the same texture mapping as the regular boat. Same with the spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, and dark oak. I really like the boat models a lot. So the next row is full of minecarts, and I have 3D modeled their item models. So like that, kind of cool. Basically same thing. The furnace model, the same thing. TNT model, same thing. And also the hopper model, which has currently disappeared. I can't find it. Oh, it's in the hopper, huh? That's really funny. And the hopper model is also the same one. Now there's actually two more. So the last two models I have are actually item models, and these ones are the crossbow and the bow. The crossbow is just 3D, kind of like the real old medieval crossbow, but it's Minecraft, so it's not perfect. There's a little Z fighting there, but it's not really a problem. Let's go test out the crossbow. If we charge it, this is what it looks like. So the thing at the front is flapped up. You see the arrow kind of lined up. And in third person, this is what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when it charges in third person. Kind of delayed, but it's alright. So the last model we have here is the bow model. And the bow model is like a long bow or something. And as you see, there's a little gap here for the arrow to sit on. So if we hold right click, this is what it looks like. And as you see, the arrow is charged completely, and we can just let it go. Alright, so that's basically everything in the pack. I know that there isn't much right now, but don't worry, I will be adding more into the pack later. I'm very sorry that the sub special was delayed. I just had a lot of stuff to do. I also have this event that I recorded, and I'm probably going to release it in like 10 years because I'm too lazy to edit stuff, so yeah. I'm also going to be releasing another pack soon. I think this one you guys will enjoy. But that's basically it for the sub special. Thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers again. It really means a lot to me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.